What if I told you that 3 simple words, not a corny pickup line or an overdone praise, could instantaneously alter how women see you? When used appropriately, these phrases may pique a woman's interest and make her want to see you without even understanding why. Most men try too hard, overthink, overexplain, and chase, and in the process, they miss the very thing that creates attraction, mystery, confidence, and emotional impact. However, men who truly understand attraction know that less is more, because attraction isn't built on words alone, but rather on how those words make her feel. The right 3 words, when said in the right way, can change a woman's perception of you, even if she wasn't initially interested. They can make her wonder about you, think about you, and want to spend more time with you. The best part is that these words don't require any coerce or desperate energy. They just work without forcing anything. First, let's examine the spark that generates attraction. Emotion, not reason, is the foundation of attraction. Since women are attracted to guys based on how they make them feel at that particular time, rather than a list of attributes, the first word in this 3-word statement is meant to evoke an immediate connection. What is the first statement that piques her curiosity and changes the course of your relationship? Intrigue is the linguistic equivalent of meeting someone's gaze across a crowded room. Though it may seem straightforward, Imagine's power should not be understated. By using it, you're doing more than simply talking. You're influencing her ideas and simultaneously arousing her interest and desire. Consider it. Unlike ordinary speech, which is based on thinking, when you are instructed to perceive something, your brain immediately begins to visualize it. This, when used well, takes you to a story and a place, and it makes a woman feel something before she ever realizes it. Let's examine why attraction works so well in this situation. Instead, you ask the same old questions to a lady, such as, "Where are you from?" or "What do you do for fun?" Consider using a technique similar to, "Imagine this you and I on a beach." Since emotion is what causes chemistry, attraction, and connection, this will force a shift toward emotion. Just pleasant talk and the sound of the waves, no phones or other distractions. What would you want to discuss first to observe the difference? The second series of questions draws her into a shared experience, while the first set seems transactional. She immediately stops thinking about you and starts to feel something for you, even if it's just a dream. What sets noteworthy guys apart from ordinary ones is this metamorphosis. 2 Imagines have a glimmer of possibility. She now fantasizes about spending time with you, so attraction is more than just your personality. Instead of just striking up a conversation, when you say imagine, you're hinting to a future, an adventure, or an experience. Even if it is just fictitious, it plants a seed in her brain that grows even after the conversation is over. When she visualizes 3 things, she feels in control. This is an obscure psychological trick. Giving someone the freedom to conceive something gives them the impression that it is their idea. It seems as if a lady is choosing to be in your world rather than you attempting to impress her when she sees herself in your presence. Don't use this term too often, but know when to use it in a discussion. Imagine's natural flow is what makes it so powerful. Here are some examples of how to use it on a date. Imagine both of us being lost and wandering into a new city while looking for spontaneous places to eat. What kinds of circumstances could arise from excessive texting? Sitting at a rooftop bar and watching the sunset, what would be your first flirtatious cocktail order? In the event that we were compelled to travel together without any previous arrangement, where would we go first? What's happening? These aren't just random words. They let her picture you, which is what attracts her. It's not about proving yourself. It's about managing her sentiments in a way that makes her want to spend more time with you. What's the word? It seems too easy, doesn't it? When it comes to psychology, it's among the most potent words in the English language. She is drawn in even more by the second word, which gives her a feeling of power and closeness. If the first word, imagine, catches her attention, because it gives your message significance. Studies have shown that individuals are far more inclined to agree or feel emotionally linked to what follows when they hear this term. Women are drawn to males when there is a justification, a logic, or an unconscious attraction that makes everything appear positive. The greatest thing is that this alters her brain's functioning, causing her to begin defending her feelings in your favor as soon as she hears it. Let me first demonstrate how this strengthens your own words. In a well-known psychology study, Harvard professor Ellen Langer shown that just saying "because" increases people's willingness to accept or comply, even when the justification isn't very compelling. To test this, she had people wait in line at a copy machine. One person said, "Pardon me, I have 5 pages. Is the copier available for me to use?" They did, however, add, "Because even with a weak reason, excuse me, I have 5 pages," despite the fact that only 60% of respondents agreed. Can I use the copy machine as I need to make copies? That number skyrocketed to 93%. Naturally, this may seem absurd, but when the word "because" is used, the human brain is made to accept explanations that aren't very new. When talking to a woman, think about using this skill instead of saying, "You're really interesting." Because you think differently than other people, you're very intriguing. Instead, you say, "I like being around you." And then you say, "I like being around you because you have this energy that makes everything feel more fun." It's a little adjustment that immediately increases the significance of your words. 2, because it elicits an emotional reaction of protection. Women often don't understand why they are drawn to someone, but if you explain it to them, they will understand. A woman who is beginning to feel something for you may roll her eyes if you say something like, "See, I knew you'd like me," because you can't resist a guy who knows how to challenge you. But if you say something like, "See, I knew you'd like me," because you can't resist a guy who plants a reason in your mind, it begins to feel real to her. Even if she didn't previously perceive you that way, she will start to do so, whether she realizes it or not. This is why confident men do more than just say things. They provide reasons that change women's perceptions of them. 3, because it adds a particular touch to compliments. Male comments like, "You're beautiful," "You're so fun to be around," which seem like they might be spoken by any guy, are nice but ordinary. However, you add because it turns into something unique to her in place of "You're beautiful," and you may use this in the real world when she teases you in the following ways. "You like to play games on me to test how much I can handle," and it's cute when she laughs at your joke. "You're lovely because your confidence makes everything around you brighter, not because you're amusing, because you have a wild side that I bet most people never see." She doesn't only hear words, she feels special and understood. "I knew you would laugh when she confides in you, since you secretly like my awful sense of humor. I like our chats because, unlike most people, you think things out before speaking. You know, it works when a woman believes she has a reason to be drawn to you, even if she didn't anticipate it. See how you've captured her emotions with the third word, which is really important. The third term, together, which refers to establishing a bond, a shared experience, and a potential future, makes her feel driven to join your world. Women's subconscious begins to envision you at work when they hear you together, changing the focus from him and me to us. Connection is inherently appealing to women. A woman's attractiveness increases when she begins to think of you and herself as us. Beyond reason, let's examine this term's potency and how you may utilize it to lure her to pursue you. It immediately forges a connection between you two. Think about it, saying something like, "We'd make a great team. Consider how we may behave if we were in difficulty together. Together, you and I would be unstoppable." Isn't it pull you in? It suggests something without forcing it. Imagine for a moment that a lady who is somewhat attracted to a guy hears this. Her mind fills in the gaps on its own. She begins to imagine what it might be like to spend time with him. The attraction begins to operate against a woman's will the instant she begins to picture herself with you. That's what the term together conveys. It's a subtle change that immediately creates a bond because she no longer sees you as a guy she likes talking to, but rather as someone she shares an experience with. Instead of saying things like, "I like hanging out with you," "I like how we are together," or "You're really fun to be around. You and I together make everything more fun," is what she's saying. She starts to sense that we energy more and more, and she will unconsciously conjure up situations with you in a playful manner when you use it casually in conversation. Together, you and I would be dangerous. We'd be the ideal traveling companions, and nobody could beat us in a play challenge. She sees you as a part of her life when you three do it together. She wants to know a psychological technique that, without being forced, lets someone imagine a future with you and makes them feel as if they already know you. Partners. We would most likely wind up like the couple who are expelled for having too much laughter. It's not serious or clingy. Rather, it's a light-hearted suggestion that aids with her visualization. The brain believes what it imagines utilizing together in conversations, so once she does, it starts to appear genuine. Here are a few examples from real life that we might easily mention since, as you know, it would be a terrible criminal to tease her. If we ever played poker together, you would lose right away since you are too easy to read while flirting. When we were discussing odd topics at a party with you, they wouldn't know what hit them. You would divert people's attention together, and I would steal the sweets when I challenged her. If we ever cook together, I'll bet that we can start a fire in 5 minutes. The pattern is obvious. It's all laid-back fun with no pressure, but it works its way into her brain and makes her associate us with connection, excitement, and pleasure. As a result, she begins to want your energy and misses you when you're not around. This is because the feeling she feels while she's with you is more important now than just how pretty she is to you. If you find this article useful, please click the bell symbol and like it so that you don't lose out on the secrets that give you a significant advantage over other males. Remain composed, remain focused, and keep them pursuing. See you at the next one.